Key to Living Like an Immortal. Part 4. Connect to your core like a master. But there is 1 out of 10 who is so sure of life that tigers and wild bulls keep clear. Weapons turn from him on the battlefield. Rhinoceroses have no place to horn him. Tigers find no place for claws. And soldiers have no place to thrust their blades. This 1 out of 10 so sure of life are the Alchemists. They seem to be the rare ancient Chinese masters of the mystery schools that Stuart Wilde mentions in his writings and audio recordings. The audio recording that most supports these lines of the Tao is called Infinite Self, 33 Steps to Reclaiming Your Inner Power. The lesson of reclaiming your power will be a repeating theme or a major message from spiritual teachers within the coming years. It will be useful in understanding how to deal with situations that cause fear, such as the worldwide fear caused by COVID-19. This audio recording can be found on YouTube. I encourage you to listen to this audio in its entirety because it speaks about living like a master. Why is this so? Because he dwells in that place where death cannot enter. A person who prepares well can lessen their chances of getting the virus, but still has a chance of getting it. A person who is not cautious can raise their chances of getting it, but still has a chance of not being affected by it. So, actions alone are not enough to determine who will be affected by it and who won't be. Actions are something that is external. The Master knows that we are connected to everything in the universe, so we can even compare ourselves to Earth. Earth has an inner core and an outer core. The inner core stabilizes Earth during its rotation and also supports the outer core. This is similar to how some tall skyscrapers have a giant ball or damper in its center to help stabilize it during earthquakes. No matter how powerful the earthquake is, the damper helps the building remain balanced. Earth's inner core helps stabilize its outer core, which is protected by Earth's magnetic fields. The magnetic field helps protect Earth from deadly cosmic rays. You can think of things like COVID-19 as a deadly cosmic ray trying to weaken Earth. The Master knows that what is happening in the inside of yourself affects what happens all around you. This is the second law of the universe, according to the 7 Hermetic principles of the Kybalion, the principle of correspondence. As above, so below. As within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. The alchemist knows to find and connect to his or her inner core or subconscious mind. This is so that the alchemist can immune himself or herself to what is happening all around his or her outer core. Basically, if you can figure out how to stay connected or plugged into your inner core, you can also protect yourself from external dangers. Strengthening your inner core, which is a process of conditioning your mind, body, and spirit to no longer be ruled by the ego, fear, strengthens your own magnetic field. It helps you gain stronger chi and vibrate at a higher frequency. Vibration has to do with the third law of the universe, called the principle of vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. The reason why some masters had the ability to escape death was because death and other lower frequency events that caused harm could not exist in a field of higher frequency. Since the universe is mental, the master practiced mental transmutation. Through the power of will, the master changed his vibration by focusing on a more desirable state of mind. He cultivated and grew that state of mind until it resulted in the highest frequencies seen in man. Change your mental state, change your vibration. Whatever you focus on the most in life grows, so it is better to focus on positive thoughts instead of negative ones. The best thing to do is focus on connecting with your inner core. Your inner core represents the philosopher's stone in alchemy. Alchemy consists of heating and washing away the impure and hard layers of metal, which also can represent your ego. That is why someone who is hard-headed can be said to have a big ego. Eventually, from washing away the impurities inside yourself caused by the ego, you get to the inner core of your being, which can be represented as gold or silver. Alchemists aim to turn metals into gold as well as penetrating the ego to get to their inner core or inner being. The final result of the process is called the Philosopher's Stone. I'm not claiming to be a master of alchemy by no means. I am just a seeker of the truth, trying to figure out the path to self-mastery, and want to share what I know with others so they can start their journey as well. We all develop at different intervals or different stages and times of our life. I can share this knowledge with you, and you can eventually end up being one step closer to mastery than me. You still may be asking at this point, why can't death affect a master of life? The answer is that the master exits when he is ready for a transformation or a new beginning. According to the master, death is a type of transformative change where his essence or inner being chooses to leave the body in order to prepare for a new form of existence. The master is not ruled by changes such as death, because he does not fear changes such as death. This type of mentality causes the master to be protected or be free from many misfortunes. 33 is a master number and was the sacred number of the masters of these mystery schools. These masters of legend had a frequency that was extremely high. Wherever they traveled, violence, danger, disease, mental problems, famine, negativity, and other types of trouble all disappeared. The change was so sudden and so subtle that no one realized the change in energy was coming from the master. A master of mysticism was different from a kung fu master because there was never a need for a mystic master to fight. However, Bruce Lee once said in his film, "Enter the Dragon," the real master can actually fight without fighting. Check out how Bruce Lee fights without fighting in this scene from the film. Pay attention to how Bruce Lee responds to an ignorant man challenging him. This was Bruce Lee's chance to show his power and his skills in fighting. Instead of taking the man up on his challenge, he lets go. A kung fu master with a huge ego would have jumped at the chance for a fight to spread the word that he was the best and the most unbeatable master in China and possibly the world. Letting go of the challenge allowed Bruce Lee to defeat the man without touching him, and also allowed him to teach the challenger an important lesson. A master is able to find humor with the challenges of other men and of life. He wins by not being affected by the challenge, as well as the challenger due to his ability to let go of the situation. He doesn't get beat up, nor does he beat up others, because he finds another way to win. Fighting without fighting relates to the fifth law of the universe, or the principle of rhythm. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. This means that there is a natural rhythm from one pole to another, or a cycle between good and bad. After the good comes the bad, and after the bad comes the good. If you can maintain a sense of inner peace and a bit of humor, it gives you the ability to steadily flow with the rhythm, the beats, or even dance with life instead of fighting against it. When something bad begins to challenge you, you may be able to block it from affecting you, or even make it disappear by giving it what it doesn't expect: a large dose of high frequency. Bruce Lee's challenger didn't expect that he would be defeated by cleverness, good humor, and lots of laughter.